Say hi.
Hi.
So, getting ready to meet up with my buddy. Say hi.
Hi.
Getting ready to meet up with my buddy John from high school, from middle school. One of the people I told you guys I wanted to interview, who's doing big things in real estate. So, John's gonna stop by, check out the Lambo. We'll go for a ride and talk about some real estate. Holla. The Range Rover. How long you had the Range Rover?
I got it new in 13, dude.
It's nice, bro.
Time goes.
I know it's crispy clean.
Time goes by quick. You know that.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing is sick. I thought the doors raised open.
Nah, this is the low end, man. I can't afford all that fancy
Come
stuff.
on, dude. I thought they all did that.
Nah, these are this is the Huracan. It's got a V10 in it, and it's pretty crazy. All right, so we're gonna videotape this. We're gonna videotape. I ain't gonna drive crazy or nothing.
I don't care what you do. Does it even have seatbelts?
Yeah,
No.
it's right there. It's right there.
Like in
Low, slow.
Oh my god. This is banana. Oh my.
It's gonna quiet down in a minute. So this one, it doesn't have a whole bunch of options.
Dude, it doesn't have a whole bunch of, what is this? What are you talking about, dude? Dude,
Alright.
this is sick.
So I'm gonna videotape this for my channel, right? And what I want to do. So my channel is about motivating people,
Yep.
and I want to tell them a story how I met you,
Sounds
and
good.
I also want to tell them how you motivated me, bro.
Sounds good, man.
But we'll
I want
enjoy
to find
this
out
ride.
about the car, though.
Yeah, we'll enjoy the ride. So yeah, so this one, so this is like Lamborghini's entry model.
This is sick.
This the Huracan. The Gallardo was the most popular selling Lamborghini they ever made,
Mm-hmm.
and this replaced that. And it has the same engine, but a whole bunch more technology and a brand new transmission. That's like a fast shifting transmission.
So there is no, this is total automatic, right? There's no.
Well, it's got paddle shifters, but there's no
Oh.
clutch. But if you wanted to shift manually with the paddle shifters, you could. I got it in automatic right now. So
You get people waving at you, huh? It's like a celebrity. They're like, who's driving down
they're
there?
waving at you, man. You're
Oh,
celeb.
I don't know about that.
But so yeah, this car new is about 220, but I got it 1,200 miles on it.
Stolen.
I got it for about 40 grand off.
That's good. Good deal.
So, and I justified it with the real estate. That,
Real estate justifies everything.
You know what I'm saying? And you put me on, man. You put me on to the banks, how the
Good.
local banks work. I wish I had known that when I first got started, dude. I would have
Hey,
tried to buy everything. over
Better
there.
late than never. Better late than never.
All right, I'm not gonna do that crazy, but get into it.
Do whatever you
Actually,
want, man.
it's got a warm up. It's got,
Does it really have to warm up?
yeah, you know how you see how it's the red line at 6. It's basically telling me don't go over 6 until the engine warms up. Then when it warms up, it'll move up to 8.
Is that right?
Yeah,
How fast have you had it going so far?
maybe 110, 120 max for a hot second coming back from Chicago.
So you drove to Chicago in another car? Or
Flew up there.
Flew up there and drove it back?
Yeah, girlfriend went with me,
Nice.
and then we drove it back. Nice little trip. So this is your next car, bro?
I don't know, man. This
Ferrari.
is like, this is sick. So what are all the little,
So they try to set up like a jet fighter
yeah, I'd say
cockpit.
so.
So it's got your window, traction control system, or
Yeah.
stability control, parking sensors on or off, windows. If I had one of the options, there's a front end lift.
Oh, okay.
So when you get the front end lift, you get a lower suspension,
Gotcha.
and then you can lift it up in the front automatically.
It has a really nice ride. think I just dropped my drawers back.
Is it okay? Yeah, I got traction control on. We're good.
Oh my god.
All right, let me tell them the story though, man.
That was like a jet takeoff.
Let me tell them the story, man.
Tell 'em the
So
story.
I met John in middle school. Let me roll up the windows and turn on the air. Had to have been like
A long time, man.
man,
A long time
10,
ago.
11 years old maybe.
Yeah.
So, the thing I always remember about John that made he will always be my friend no matter what was we used to play drums in the band together. And when I came into the band, I think it was 7th grade, probably, or maybe 8th grade.
Yeah.
So I was kind of late. I knew how to play the drums, but I never played with a band before. So the first time that I actually played with the band, John was like the lead drummer, and I was the new guy, and there was another drummer, and there was a bunch of kids, right? So it was my first time playing with a band, and you know the band instructor said, okay, let Roger play the drums, and which is Roger's my middle name. I go by Will now, but so they were like, let Roger play. So I got behind the snare drum. I was getting ready to play the drums with the band, and he started, and I was messing up, and I was trying to get used to playing, and then everybody started laughing, and the band director had to stop, and then one of the drummers, Danny, you remember Danny, right?
Merritt.
Started laughing. It's like, this dude can't play the drums, and John was the only one to say, stop laughing, give the guy a chance, just give him a chance. And he was like, almost like acting like a big brother to me in the band, and I'll never forget that, dude, because you were the only one to do that, bro. And I remember that, and I carried that with me, you know, throughout high school, because we played in the band high school.
We had a
used to
great
cut
time.
up. We used to cut up crazy, right?
We had a great time too. That was some good memories, man.
Exactly.
That was a really good time.
I never forget that, man. So you can barely see. This is one bad thing. This thing is so low. But anyway, I've known John since middle school. We went to the same high school together. We played in the band together, so we saw each other every day in
Every
class.
day.
We were in the same grade.
Yep.
So after high school, we kind of fell out of touch. John went to Ohio State.
Yep.
I went to school in Virginia. But coincidentally, after we graduated from college, we ended up working at the same place. It was AT&T, Bell Labs, then it was Lucent Technologies.
Yep.
So we worked there for some years, and we used to see each other and holler, and I probably went to lunch a couple times.
We'd have coffee and commiserate in the break area. Yeah.
But John started in real estate back then, right?
Yeah.
So I had no idea about real estate. All I knew was I didn't want to be a landlord, and I had some buddies like John and a couple other guys there at Lucent that were getting into real estate. But I set out of the game. But John got into it, and I'll let you tell sort of what happened from then until now, and I'll tell him how we kind of reconnected, and you can just tell as much as you're comfortable with.
Sure. So I personally bought my first building when I was 28, 29 years old, like Will was saying, back in the day. And at that time, prices were pretty high, and it was a pretty big risk, but it was a way to diversify some money that I had earned, and we both had great careers, so we got fortunate in that respect. And it was an 8-family building in a nice area in town here in Columbus. And
did you buy it solo, or did you
bought it solo, and still own it to this day, 15 years later.
You pretty much keep everything, right?
Yeah, I like to hoard property. I don't like to buy and sell. So what happened over the time was, what I realized was real estate afforded you a lot of flexibility in life. It gave you a lot of opportunities to do things that we probably wouldn't have got a chance to do otherwise. So what I ended up doing was continuing to buy, and started off as more of a hobby in a way, like I said, to diversify some dollars. And then I thought, man, this is kind of fun, and it's interesting, and you get to meet all kinds of new people. And what happened was,
and you were still working the whole time, right?
Yeah, working full time, and I got up to about, I don't know, it was about 20, 25 units, just buying and buying by dumb luck. And what happened,
the market got low, right?
And the market changed in 2007, 2008, and then decided that it's time to make a run at all of it now, and try to buy as much as possible. And I got a lot of great relationships with local banks here that ended up working out real well.
Which is pretty key, because that's what you put me on to.
Right. Yeah, I started introducing you to some of those folks, and then it just kind of opened up the door to a lot of opportunities that, like I said, we wouldn't have had otherwise. So I think, and at this point, you know, having real estate gives you the opportunity to do a lot of things that, you know, we wouldn't have been doing otherwise, for sure.
Exactly.
So it's fun. Get to drive around a nice car like this on a Sunday afternoon.
Yes, sir.
And maybe after this, hang out for a little bit. So yeah.
Man. So, are you comfortable talking about how big you got?
Yeah, sure. So I first started out with this first 8-unit building that's 8 one-bedrooms, and then over time I would just continue to buy. My thing was I was at least trying to do 1 to 2 deals a month, and then as time progressed, I was doing 4 to 5 deals a month, and now I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of over 125, 130 units.
Snap. The last time we talked, I think it was like right around 100.
Yeah.
Goodness. So
continue to buy and move forward.
So what everybody's gonna kind of want to know, because I'm trying to explain to people how I like real estate as an investment vehicle.
Yeah.
So were you reinvesting? Are you still working?
Still working.
Okay, so you're still working on pretty much a 9 to 5. Doesn't have to, I'm sure, but he's doing it by choice. So for those of you that think it's too much to handle, you know, look at my friend here.
Yeah,
he's got.
Well, it takes a lot of multitasking and prioritizing and staying organized. You know.
Well, you're proof that you can do it and handle it. So
you can do it.
And I'm my job, which is my main breadwinner still. I still run that 9 to 5 and do the real estate on the side.
Yep.
But so as you were getting this momentum and building, were you reinvesting basically your real estate profits to help you grow?
Yeah, that's the name of the game. One of the things I'd always do, and you know, just kind of the mindset that I always have in the back of my mind is grind often and celebrate rarely. So it's kind of the mindset that I, you know, live by. So every month, all the proceeds, I would just try to save as much as I can and reinvest and move to the next property.
Hey, man,
absolutely.
Congratulations, dude.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, you inspired me, man. So when we started talking, coincidentally, we started talking about real estate because I think you saw one of our other high school buddies, Steve, somewhere.
Yep.
Steve told me you were doing a real estate, so then I reached out to you. I think we sat down and I was telling you I was getting started. Come to find out, you had been doing it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know, the roadblock I'm having is I'm working with cash, but I want to buy more properties, but the banks aren't lending money. Like the big banks weren't lending money at that time.
Right. Yeah.
So John put me on to local banks, and local banks I think are more familiar with the local real estate market, more comfortable,
right,
and more willing to lend. Of course, you got to have your credit together and that kind of thing, and have your income coming in to show you can handle it. But John put me on to the local banks, and then I started working with those banks, the same banks you were working with, and I started being able to acquire more real estate. So at this point, I've done about 35, 36 deals, but I flipped some of them. So when the market started getting a little bit higher, I didn't want to carry the high mortgages. So I flipped about 10 of them, and then I kept about 20, 22 or so. I like to get some more. If the market ever dips back down, I'll start grabbing a bunch of them. If it stays, every now and then I find a good deal, but man, I appreciate you kind of sharing some insight into that, dude, because I kind of tell people like real estate's my preferred investment vehicle, bro.
Yeah, me too.
I love real estate.
My preferred investment vehicle, my preferred lifestyle, my preferred what I want to do.
And it's fun.
Sure. And it's fun, absolutely.
You built your own house, right?
Sure did. That's what got me really, really motivated.
Sweet.
Once I did that, I was thinking, man, this would be really fun.
I'm doing a house right now with Steve. How much time you got?
I got time.
You want to check it out?
Yeah.
It's right here in Blackleaf. It's right here in Blackleaf. So I did a house with one of our other buddies from high school. Same class as us, coincidental. Just kept in contact. Steve is his name. You guys will meet him in the future. I'll do a video with Steve. But Steve is a general contractor and licensed contractor, whatever. And Steve started doing some of my rehabs, and he made me more comfortable with real estate. And Steve is actually the general contractor for my new build. So we'll take a quick peek at it. I'll just let John check it out. But I really appreciate you kind of sharing that insight, dude, because I've been I wanted to show people that, you know, it's not an anomaly. Like, I'm not the only person doing well with real estate, and there's other people out there that you would never know, because, you know, most of us like to stay humble, but you would never know that are out there doing big things in real estate and setting their lives up to be able to have flexibility to enjoy life, right?
That's right. It's the name of the game.
So yeah, I appreciate that, dude. And I think I'll pause the video right there, unless you got any other words of wisdom.
I'm good. Don't give up. Just don't give up.
So let me ask this. This is kind of interesting. So, and this is a reoccurring thing.
Sure.
Where'd you go to college? What'd you major in?
Sure.
And I think you got a couple of degrees, right?
Yeah. So I went undergrad at Ohio State. I majored in mathematics. Then I went back and got a master's in engineering, and then went back and got an MBA from there as well. So spent a little bit of time doing the school thing. That didn't hurt.
And then MBA, what was that, like a 1-2 year program?
It's 18 months, year and a half.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. Yeah. It goes by pretty quick.
And then after that, that's when you graduated, you started working at Lucent?
No, I was working, after I graduated with undergrad, I started working at Lucent. I was doing graduate school while at Lucent. So I was going to school full time and working full time.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to do a master's in computer science when I was there, because they used to have a program to pay for it.
Exactly.
But I started my MBA at Keller. Had a 4.0. Mr. Ferrari, dude.
That's pretty sweet.
But yeah, I'm a dropout, man.
It's all good. You're doing all right for a dropout. It's all good.
So what kind of Ferrari you like? 488, 458?
That's it, 458. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a couple of them up there at this car show.
So what's the place you got this at? You got to tell me the place.
Oh, okay. So, and literally though, this was the cheapest one with less than 2,000 miles in the country, but it wasn't listed. It wasn't listed for sale because the guy just traded it in.
Yeah.
He bought an Aventador, and they had it, you know, about to get prepped, and then they didn't even take pictures of it. So when I called in about another car, it ended up being a little bit more than I was trying to pay.
Right.
And he was like, I got this one, it's a little cheaper, and it's only got 1,200 miles on it. I was like, how much? And the price he gave me was less than any other Lamborghini Huracan in the country, bro, with this kind of miles. And then I negotiated them down just a little bit, and I knew I was gonna get it at that point. So then I had to sell my old one. I took it to the toy bar, and they bought it for a pretty decent price.
Good.
They already sold it too, man. They sold that thing super quick.
Did they really?
But I didn't want to go through, imagine trying to sell a car like that. You don't know who's really trying to buy it, and they want to test drive it and stuff. So
That'd be a pain.
So yeah, I took it in, sold that.
Are we still on?
Yeah.
Flip us off.